What's up, everyone? Sorry about being a little late on this video. I'm going to talk about the aftermath or afterthoughts on Klitschko, Samuel Peter, and Tarver, Chad Dawson. Anyways, like I said, sorry about being a little late. I had to go to a birthday party yesterday and ended up getting sick. But I'm feeling better today. So, anyways, let's get to it. First fight of the night that they showed, Vitaly Klitschko ended up getting a TKO round 8 over Samuel Peter when Peter refused to continue to fight. Well, didn't refuse, but yeah, he did. Anyways, he just didn't get off his stool. He told his corner he didn't want to fight anymore. So I picked Peter to win this fight by decision. Obviously, I was off, but I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Klitschko won, or I wouldn't be shocked. And the only thing I was shocked about was how one-sided the fight was. Klitschko pretty much dominated from the beginning bell to the very end of the fight. Peter had no way to get inside. Klitschko kept him on the outside. Peter had no sustainable offense. He never got on track. He never caught Klitschko really with not even one significant punch in the fight. Klitschko just systematically broke him down. He didn't take him apart, but he could have if it would have went the full 12 rounds. I think he was kind of... I don't know. It's hard to say, but Klitschko was just satisfied with just, beating him round by round, and that's pretty much what he did. It's funny. The first thing I actually noticed about the fight before it started was how big the ring was. That was a big ring, and I think obviously that was to Klitschko's advantage, because those are big guys in that ring. Still looked pretty big, but if you ever notice with certain fighters, depending on who's promoting or whose town it's in, the ring will be beneficial for the hometown fighter. And obviously they want to have a big ring for Klitschko so Peter can never corner him, In a smaller ring, he might have more chances to get him in a smaller space, corner him, land some of those big shots that Peter's known for. But this ring was huge to Klitschko's advantage, and he definitely made the most of it. So anyhow, another thing I thought, if I had watched that fight with any of my friends that were just not really boxing fans, and I had told them ahead of time that one of these guys was coming off a 4-year retirement, and I didn't tell them who, I have a feeling that they probably would have thought it was Peter based on the fight and the way it played out, because he looked like a fighter that hadn't fought and had no answers and just had nothing going on. Just nothing. No game plan after he started getting picked apart, just pretty much a punching bag, as a few people have said since the fight. Anyways, next up for Vitaly, if he continues to fight on, he has a mandatory against Juan Carlos Gomez, former cruiserweight champion. I think Klitschko should win that fight fairly easily. Gomez has got good skills, and he was really good at cruiserweight. He's been pretty good at heavyweight. But Klitschko, I think, is just too big for him. I think Gomez, he's a heavyweight now, but his weight that he's put on, it's not like he's, he was cutting down big time to make cruiserweight. He went up to heavyweight for money, and for prestige, and I just don't think that he has the, he's faster than Klitschko, but, and he may be technically sharper, but I just don't think he's not fast enough, and I think the size difference would be a big advantage for Klitschko as far as weight and power. I'd probably take Klitschko by TKO in that fight. Also, I read today that Klitschko would like to fight Nikolai Valuev in the future to get the only title that the Klitschko brothers do not currently hold, heavyweight title. It's a fight I'd like to see. I think Klitschko would win that fight as well. Valuev has size, and that's pretty much all they went with, is size and a jab. He would have size on Klitschko, but nothing so much of an advantage that he'd be able to, capitalize on that, and I think Klitschko would pick him apart and probably TKO him too as well, if not an easy decision in my opinion. But we'll see if that fight gets made. I believe Valuev has to fight Ruslan Chagayev first, and I'm not for sure if he's going to get past him. I'm pretty sure Chagayev had beat him before, so we'll see. But it looks like both Klitschko brothers may soon hold all the heavyweight titles if that's which direction they choose to go. Moving on, Chad Dawson fought Antonio Tarver, unanimous decision. Not much to say. The fight pretty much played out. Well, it didn't play out the way I thought it would. I thought Dawson would win by decision based on being the quicker, younger fighter, which he was, and he proved. But I thought it'd be a little more competitive, but Dawson pretty much controlled the fight. the whole way through. There was a couple of rounds where he laid off and didn't really do anything. He didn't throw any punches. He just played defense. The announcer said they were kind of just thought he was just showing Tarver that he could just play defense a whole round and still win, and Tarver couldn't do anything to him. That may be the case, or maybe he was just resting. Either way, aside from giving away those couple of rounds, he pretty much swept every other round. I mean, he was so much faster. Combinations of will. I think something that the announcers didn't point out, which was worked out really well for Dawson. They did note that he was going to the body a lot, but I think that took a lot out of Tarver, more than they really hinted at. Because late in the fight, Tarver, aside from the 12th round, Tarver did come on in the 12th after being knocked down, but that was a case of too little too late. But throughout the fight, Dawson's body work, if you notice, Tarver's just slowed down tremendously. And his shots early on, although he wasn't landing a lot, they had a lot more snap and a lot more power to him. And from the mid-rounds on, his punches, when he was throwing them, they just had hardly any steam on him at all. So I think the body work that Dawson did paid in dividends big time. And like I said, he pretty much schooled him, one-sided fight. Tarver says he wants a rematch. I don't want to see it. It's not going to go any different. It might even end up worse for him. From here on out, Dawson has a mandatory against Boris Cloud. I saw him fight on ESPN2 earlier this year. Looked good, pretty impressive. Skilled guy, young guy, but at this point I don't think he's ready for Chad, so I think I would take Chad in a decision in that fight. Other than that, the only fight I think that Chad might get at the moment, maybe, I don't think Jones or Calzaghe or any of those guys want to fight him right now. So the only other fight I can see for him is a rematch with Glenn Johnson. And if he fought Johnson the way he fought this fight, granted Johnson has a different style than Tarver, as I noted previously, but I think that Chad would win, because if he fought a smart fight like he did against Tarver and stuck to his game plan, I think his speed and his movement would be too much for Glenn, and he'd probably win a unanimous decision. Much more easier than he did their first fight. So that's it for now. I'll maybe be hitting you guys up later. I got to make a video for Bernard Hopkins, Kelly Pavlik, and I have to do a UFC video too. So I'll probably do the Pavlik one first, so maybe I'll get that out today if I have time. All right, feel free to drop a comment, whatever. Let me know your opinion. Till then, I'm out of here. Bye.